Thanks for popping over to my YouTube channel. Super exciting. I'm learning all the ins and outs on YouTube, as I understand that some people that might have come over here is probably learning too. So let's do it together. I love it. Thank you. I keep notes, so if you see me looking down, otherwise I'll just trail on forever. What makes it easier is not being live, so I don't get distracted by things. So I'm loving this concept. All right, so you have come on over here, and I would love to know what brought you here. Have you come from my Facebook? Did you find this by accident? Has a friend sent it to you? Comment below, and I would love it so much for you to support my journey by liking and subscribing to this. Now, this channel is going to be all about mum life, things we come up against, also just things for yourself, like things I've learned in life that I think that everyone kind of needs to give themselves a break for a damn minute, and stop taking life so seriously, but most importantly, start putting yourself first. Yeah. So thank you again so much. And let's start off with what this video is about. Are you tapped out? Yeah, I know that I definitely get some days where I'm just like, so what exactly is this concept tapped out? For me, I have 3 little ones. So if you don't have kids, it might look completely different for you. But for me, I've got 3 little ones, and I get to, my son does have an ADHD diagnosis, and we're working on an ASD diagnosis as well. And sometimes it can be, especially with school holidays, change of routine. It can be sometimes as simple as a change in the bedding for him. And things can be like super crazy around this house. And mummy's at home every morning to deal with it. So to me, sometimes by the end of the week, or sometimes even by the end of the day, I am just tapped out. I'm tired of hearing the word mum. Sometimes, and you can feel guilty, because I feel guilty for finishing this sentence, right? And I'm sure you can relate to this, and let me know in the comments if you can, for sure. But you feel guilty as a partner, you feel guilty as a friend, you feel guilty as a mum, because you just get tapped out. And for me, you've got your kids saying, mom, 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 and then my partner might be like, what's for dinner? And then the little ones are like, my phone might go off and it's a friend calling. I know I need to pick this up, but he's in the middle of a meltdown. I haven't spoken to this person for ages, and I just feel guilty. So you try and pick the phone up while you're shushing this person, and dinner's on the stove, and you just tapped out. So ideally, all you want to do is have the opportunity to go to your damn bedroom, pour yourself a glass of wine, or chuck on a Netflix series that you've watched or want to watch, just to have a shower without being interrupted. Yeah, this is a challenge, just to have a shower without being interrupted if you're a mum. I even said to my kids, I want to have one shower without being interrupted, and I was interrupted twice. And they knew I had specifically asked for that shower. So you can just get tapped out. Now, I recently had a friend come over, and we were supposed to have a sleepover play date with our kids, and we have been planning this for quite some time. And this is what made me think to do this video, because she felt super, super bad. Her little one had been misbehaving, going through similar things I'd been going through, and she had to say no, she couldn't sleep over. Now, at the end of the day, she wants to say yes. She wanted to be able to do that for her daughter, and whatever it might be, and the guilt of like, I've promised that we'll do a sleepover and yada, yada. And she just kept saying, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you know what? It's actually okay. Because sometimes you can just be so at your limit that you don't want the people around you to see you snap. And I get like that sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to be touched by any human being, like no human being right now. I want to just go in my room. I want to just close my door. And I just want a night where I can watch too much TV and sleep in the morning and not care about anybody else for just for a night. Like I don't want to have to worry about the bills or the dinner or the engagement party I'm supposed to be at, or whatever it might be, because sometimes you are just tapped out. But here's the thing, you keep saying yes. Yeah? Someone asks you to do something and you're like, all right, let me rearrange my stuff, because you feel guilty. You want to be there for your friends. You don't want to let your friends or family down. So you tell yourself that you need to do this, and you can get your time next week. I'll do me next week. I'll do me later in the week. Later in the week pops up and you realize you've booked a doctor's appointment for your kid, and You're having dinner with a friend on Thursday night. You've completely forgotten about it. It's all right. I'll have the weekend. Crap, that's right. I've agreed to go for lunch with the kids on the weekend and to some event on Saturday night. But that's all right. We'll have Sunday. Sunday, I need to clean the house. The house is a mess. I've got to catch up on washing. That's all right. I'll do it next week. We've got to stop putting other people's needs before our own, because we're going to get to a point where we can't say yes. And something major is going to come up and we're literally going to be on the floor in a ball trying to pull ourselves up because we haven't given ourselves any time. Now, if you knew that your friend was struggling mentally, emotionally, whatever it might be, and you went to your friend and you said, hey, listen, here's a good example. I had another friend message me the other day and she said, we babysit my daughter for the night. Now, ordinarily I jump, I do anything for friends, family, whatever, automatically like, yeah, cool, I'll make it work. But I had to say, do you know what? It's my first kid-free night that I've not had anything planned. I haven't had a night with my partner in some time because we're too busy. And I just want to go out. I just want to go out for dinner. I just want to just have my time with him. And I have to say, no, I'm so sorry. And I felt bad. And it wasn't like it was an emergency. If it was an emergency, I'd say yes, because that's what we do. But she was just going out for drinks and she just wanted to have a drink to herself. Now, I understand and want to support that my friend needed that time to herself, but I couldn't put it above my own mental health, because without me having that moment of mental health check and looking after myself, the next time she asked me, I'm not going to be able to say yes because I'm just not going to be in the right frame of mind. Like, we're going to get to a point where we break, and when we break, we get sick. I lose my voice. That's my first sign. And that has happened to me recently, is I lose my voice. And that's the first sign of my body going, you are doing too much. You need to back off. But I don't listen. I keep going. But we've got dance and we've got taekwondo and then we've got this and we've got that. I've just got to keep going. So when you've got the opportunity to say no and put yourself first, you need to take the opportunity. Now, I'm going to put it this way. If you were asking your friend something and you knew that she was in a really vulnerable state where she hadn't taken any time for herself, she'd had no time out, and you asked her to do something and she said yes because she felt guilty, but then you found out later that she really needed that time and that was one of the only times she could take for herself, I ask you this, would you still ask that person? Would you say to that person, hey, no, and this is what my friend said to me, do not feel guilty. That's okay. I trust my daughter with you. I want to take the night, but I know that if you need time for yourself, that's important for you too. So I'm just going to take my daughter with me, and then next time, and I said, if there's another time or chance where I can give you guys a night off, I'll take it, but it just can't be this night. And I will take that night. She's my goddaughter, so I'll take that night. I'll spend that night with her. I'll give them, the parents, a break. And we need a village. It takes a village to raise children, but it also takes a village to get through in life, and it takes the right village. Now, here's the key point here. It takes the right village to get through in life, not just any village. Okay? So one thing I will reiterate here is we have little people watching us. Now, we want them to know that we do, we help our friends and we help our family. We want them to be, kind human beings. But we also want to teach them from a young age that, you know what, it's okay to say no. You don't have to feel guilty. It's your life. You can say no and put yourself first. You're not saying no because you're being mean. You're not saying no because you're being nasty or you want something, you want to say no to that person. I hope most of the time. But you're saying no because sometimes it's important to put yourself first. And if you don't do that, your little ones aren't going to see that. I was driving along the other day and it's my daughter's best friend's birthday coming up. It's her first real friend. She's only 11. So it's her first real friend, She does sleepovers and whatnot. And I made this little thing for them for her birthday. And it's got Bestie written across the bottom. It's a little stand that sits on her desk. And it's got a picture of my daughter and her best friend. And down the leg has their name. And it's one that you can customize and you can make it look like them. So my daughter, I showed it to her and she was thrilled with it. She loved it. And she said, about an hour later, we're driving along and she says, Mum, I just wish I could look more like the figure in the picture thing we got. I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, her skin's darker and her glasses are cooler and her hair looks awesome. And I think I just wish I could look more like her. And I was like, okay, what about your friend? How do you think she looks? Oh, she looks good. Yeah. Do you think your friend in real life should look more like the friend on the picture? She's like, no, I think my friend looks great in real life. I'm like, interesting. So why would you not say to your friend that she needs to look more like this cartoonized version of herself? She goes, well, that's not a nice thing to say. I said, exactly. Now tell me why you wouldn't say it to your best friend, but you would tell yourself that information. You were telling yourself that you are not good enough, that your skin's not brown enough, because my kids are half Māori and half Italian, and they've got really beautiful brown skin, and they pale up in winter, and they obviously get browner in summer. So she's paler than what she normally is at the moment. So she's taking that, and she's like, I said, you're beautiful the way that you are. And if you tell yourself these things, if you are putting that information into your body that doesn't feel nice enough to put in your best friend's mind and body, why would you feed yourself that information? Why do we every single day nitpick at ourselves, but wouldn't say that to our best friend, wouldn't say that to our mum, wouldn't say it to our partner, but we'll say it to ourselves? What we say to ourselves every single day, it's food for the brain. It's fuel to keep going. And if it's toxic and if it's negative and if we're not finding space and peace in our own mind, then we're really not doing ourselves justice every day. So we really need to take our own advice. I'm doing good here without my notes. And what I said before, it's all about finding the right circle. So if your friend asks you for a favor and you're able to do it, perfect. If your friend asks you for a favor and you're just like, oh, I really have to say yes, but I just have a moment for me and I want to take it, but let me skip. No. If you're able to say to your friend, hey, listen, ordinarily I would love to help you with this XYZ. Is there any way you can ask somebody else? I'm feeling really tapped out at the moment. I'm feeling really drained. I'm feeling like I just need some me time. I need to put myself first. I've got an opportunity to do it. If your friend is true, your friend's going to turn around and go, oh my God, please no, take that time. I'll work it out. It's fine. I'll do it what I have to do another time, or I'll get a friend, or please take that time for you. If that's not the response that your friend, family member, whatever it is, partner says to you, these are not your people. This is not your tribe. Reevaluate the people around you. When you start putting yourself first, you might find that you lose these friends. Some might be long-term friends, some might be new friends, some might be acquaintances, but you might lose friends by putting yourself first. But here's the reality to the situation. If these people were really your friends, you would never lose them over putting yourself first. They would commend you. They would say, go for it. You need this. What can I do? Can I do anything to help? Can I take your kids if you're feeling like this? Can I give you some time out if you're feeling like this? If your friends offer to help you in these situations, take it. Take it. Like, I want to give you guys some homework. So as you know, this channel I'm building for myself is brand spanking new. I'm a mum. I work from home. You've probably watched my intro. So I'm really hoping that you can subscribe and follow along, and I can do more videos like this, because I'm all about self-empowerment and I think it's massive. I'm also all about Facebook algorithms, building your business, all that sorts of stuff. So it is going to be mixed, but what I would love for you to do is some homework for me. Now, I want you to pick one time within the next 2 weeks. That's 14 days between now and from you watching this movie. Yeah, okay. YouTube. My YouTubes are going to be full of flaws. I'm not the type of person that's going to re-video everything 20 times to get it perfect. Nor do I have the patience to cut and chop things. That's my daughter's strengths. So I want you to pick one time over the next week, and I want you to say no to something or someone and put yourself first. No, don't just go out and just say no to the next person who asks you something. When you've got an opportunity to put yourself first, I want you just to say no. No, look, I've got a spare 2 hours here. I'm just going to use it for me. Or don't pick the phone up. You might, like I said, you might test some boundaries with some friends by doing this, by putting yourself first. And if that's the case, you may need to reevaluate some of your friendships. Like I said, just because someone's been friends with you for 30 years doesn't mean that their loyalties align with yours. You could have a friend that's 2 months, I've got friends that I've made in the last year that, you know, are stronger friendships than I've had when I've known people for 20 years. And I've got friendships from 20 years that are the strongest that these friendships will ever be, no matter what I form in the future. So these are the kind of people you want around you, the people that are going to allow you to put yourself first. So I want you to find a time between now and the next 2 weeks, and I want you to say no to something or someone that puts yourself first. And I want you to come back and I want you to comment on this video and be like, I did it. I put myself first. And you are going to feel better for it. And it's going to be something that as we go along in this journey together, if you're still tuning in, it's something that we're going to do exercises like this all the time, where you start to put yourself first and you start looking after yourself and you start learning to feed yourself better fuel. And that, I'm not talking nutrition wise, I'm talking mentally. You know, you need to feed yourself better fuel. So you need to tell yourself that you're important. It's okay to say no, and I am going to put myself first. I don't care if it's just for an hour. Find an opportunity where you can do nothing but whatever it is you want to do. And that looks different for everybody. For me, it's a glass of wine and Netflix. That's my time. For you, it might be a 1 hour walk, or it might be go to a movie, or it might be go and have dinner by yourself. Order what you want and eat at your pace. You know, whatever that looks like for you, do it. Come back, comment in the videos. I'd love to, even if you comment now going, I'm going to do this, and then come back in a week's time. I really want to see you guys fulfill this for yourself. And I'd love to know how that makes you feel. Thanks for tuning in. And if there's anything we can talk about, comment below and I'll be sure to make a YouTube on it as I'm finding my feet for what you guys want to tune in for. Alrighty guys, thank you.